burglaries went down.
Right.
Burglaries went down.
It's a proven record across the globe. If I might add, that the experts do say that if unemployment is down, crime normally follows.
Bureaucracy has never built any country.
Right.
Bureaucracy stops countries from progressing. Mm-hmm. And international countries, you talk about living international style, or going according to international regulation, mm-hmm. and procurement and everything else. You won't become like see what happened in Greece. Mm-hmm. You want that's your standard. That's the international standard you want to live to, or what's happening in Europe.
Yeah.
Look at the progressive countries. Look at Europe. Look at Asia. Mm-hmm. Look at Asia when they can and move business along quickly. They can build their tourism.
Yeah.
Millions of people are going away. We're not in that kind of business.
Yeah.
But it can improve. Small businesses can improve.
Right.
But they can't improve constantly, because if the government is going to run, regardless of which government is in, whichever party or group is in,
right.
the government is going to run. So they're going to get fees. Mm-hmm. And where the fees are coming from? Small operations, who we should be cutting back their fees to help them. That's what we should be doing. But instead, we have to put on fees. We should be cutting back on the finance industry. Mm-hmm. It is nothing but a quagmire of bureaucracy that has creeped in this country, and that's what they are doing from the governor's office right down to the UK. Pushing to the Foreign Office, mm-hmm. pushing more and more bureaucracy. And every time that you say something, you're interfering. What are we to do as a representative government, or as elected people who have a mandate from the people to get things done? What are we to do? Interfering? You mean you got boards and you got authorities and you can't say anything? Well, I don't get involved in day-to-day issues mm-hmm. with my boards. I leave them to run.
Right.
There are times, and I got a board here and an organization right here at Turtle Farm. Mm-hmm. Things happen you don't know as a minister. But if that's the order of the day, then so be it. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Although at the end of the day, I'm accountable.
Right.
Or to say you're responsible, you're the minister. Mm-hmm. But remember this: if you don't sit on the board and you're not there every day, poking your face in Mr. Adams' office mm-hmm. or in the chairman's wherever he got to work, and you call that interference? No, it's not interference.
Right.
It's not interference. But that's what Auditor General say. So what do you do? What do you do? And then the papers push it, and other radio shows beat you to pieces about it every day. It is a vicious, vicious cycle that's going on in this country mm-hmm. that is not helping the country. The radio show that you got in the morning, not helping. What the Compass is doing, not helping. Don't even talk about CNS. That's such a dirty organization that I need to mention. I sue them and make the law deal with them when that time come, because they have done nothing for these islands. Nothing.
Mr. Premier, thank you so much for being here with us on Talk with the Nation. And listeners, on Vibe 98.9, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with more.
Presented by the Premier, the Honorable McKeeva Bush. The phone lines are open. Call 946-9898. Talk with the Nation on Vibe FM.
And welcome back to the show, listeners. We just had the Premier, the Honorable McKeeva Bush, join us to talk about his recent business travels to Greenland and Asia. He has now departed, and we're going to continue our conversation now with the Managing Director of the Cayman Turtle Farm, the island's main tourist attraction, as well as the Turtle Farm Board Chairman, Mr. Ken Hydes. Gentlemen, thanks so much again for being here with us and sticking around for the continued conversation on the Turtle Farm. At the top of the show, for those of you who may just be joining us, the issue being discussed today is the allegations that are being brought against the Cayman Turtle Farm by an organization that's based in the United Kingdom called the World Society for the Protection of Animals. They have alleged by way of taking videos and photographs that they say that they have sourced themselves through a visit at the Turtle Farm. They're alleging that the turtles, the sea turtles are being inhumanely treated by way of injuries being shown in some of these photos and what have you. Well, to say the least, the Cayman Turtle Farm and the Cayman Islands, with the Cayman Islands government support, have responded to WISPA, or the WSPA. They held some meetings with a representative that was here from that organization, decided that they were going to do some type of an audit just for good governance and and to support, some of what these people may have said, and to really check into whether these allegations were true. They've been unfounded and have been found to be untrue. So the gentlemen are here this evening to further discuss with us the way forward and how they will be handling this situation in the coming weeks and months. So WISPA's made these allegations, Mr. Adam and Mr. Hydes. The Turtle Farm has responded. Mr. McKeeva Bush, the Premier, just recently told us on this show just a few minutes ago that the government supports the Cayman Islands Turtle Farm, the world's only turtle farm where turtles are farmed. And it seems that WISPA, or WSPA, with the support of some other organizations, is basically simply put, trying to cut out the farming of turtles. What would you say further to that?
Yes, certainly it is their fundamental mandate that the farming of green sea turtles must stop at the turtle farm. If WISPA or WSPA could have their way, they would simply move from the current operation, which has been something that this country has pioneered over the past 40 years.
Right.
I mean, it is something truly unique. There's everything that goes with the entire operation: the education, the research, the conservation. All of this has been pioneered at the farm. 100+ scientific papers, peer-reviewed. Scientific papers produced. Still much stuff continuing to go on in the conservation and science world. But if WISPA had their way, that would all, the whole turtle farming aspect would go away. The model that they would like to see us put in place would be to have, simply put, an aquarium. 20 turtles on display. People being able to come in, no interaction with them, and just basically a small display.
Right.
This is not what we have, and it's certainly, from a board's perspective, it's certainly not where we feel we should go. We feel that there are definitely things that we can improve on. From the time that I first joined the turtle farm as a farm manager back in 1996, and through my service to the turtle farm as a chairman of the board, every day I have been with this organization. The people who we have had in that organization have continually showed up and every day tried to make the place better.
Right.
And this is what we continue to do. And certainly we don't believe that the report put forward by WISPA is in any way a fair representation of what we see, what 200,000 visitors a year see, and we certainly would really want to call them out on it.
Okay. Now, WISPA is as we made known at the very beginning of the show, their purpose is basically to kind of have concerns and make their feelings be known and to stand for certain things in international organizations or international conservancy programs. Now, I know that they're supported by the Sea Turtle Conservancy. That's a U.S.-based, Florida-based organization as well. And they're also supported, or their allegations or claims are also supported by Sir Paul McCartney, one of the former Beatles. But I want our listening public out there to know, and for this information to benefit them, for them to know that this is the job of WISPA and other organizations like them. The Cayman Islands is not the first place that has had to deal with these types of allegations, maybe with sea turtles or, bison, whatever it may be. So it may be. So this is not something that, where they're thinking outside the box and they're going, okay, well, we're going to get the Cayman Islands on this. That's their job to do that all over the world. We're not the first that this has happened to, and we will work our way around this and out of this. But some may ask out there, and Mr. Adam or you, Mr. Hydes, can address this. How can such an organization be so powerful? How can they really get the support of big-name individuals who may not even know about the turtle farm and the workings of the Cayman turtle farm?
Well, they do have the power of influence with the media and with influential people, and I think we'll see more of that. We saw that when they enlisted support of Sir Paul McCartney for the campaign, and they play on emotions, and very effectively.
Right.
Right. And they're basically using for want of a better word, propaganda to gain more support for their cause and their goal.
Okay. Okay.
And as you said, some of the claims they've made, things like, that these genetic mutants at the farm and so on. I mean, that's entirely incorrect.
Now there's been some contradictions in their claims as well. What are some of those contradictions that have been founded by the Cayman Turtle Farm?
Well, basically they've suggested a model they would like us to follow. And on the one hand, they say that no turtle should be kept in captivity, but yet the model that they're proposing does just that. It still has turtles in captivity.
Okay.
And but they want us to stop farming, stop breeding, stop touching. Even it sounds like they stop releasing turtles. So if we did that, where would that leave us? What would we be and what would we be doing? The issue, really at its heart, is about an external organization demanding that the Cayman Islands stop consuming turtle meat.
We're not going to stop doing that, are we?
Well, you have to ask yourself, does any organization that's an external entity have the right to attempt to change or forcefully bring about a change in local culture and heritage that's existed for over 500 years?
I would say no.
That goes to the heart.
Yeah, I would say no, and I think most Caymanians out there would agree that you're absolutely right in saying that the answer to that question would be no. Now the turtle farm does share some of the same concern that WISPA has. What's that concern?
Well, certainly we care about the welfare of the animals, and we care about the welfare of the people visiting our property.
Right.
And that's a concern that WISPA raises, and a concern that we care about. Now, first of all, I can say that so far as the risk to people visiting the property, we have had, in the 40 years we've been in operation, millions of people that come through. Right? That have come and visited our property.
Right.
We've had over 100,000 people that swum in the lagoon.
Right.
And not one time have we heard of somebody contracting salmonella, which is one of the big risks they claim.
Okay.
So we care about those things. And what we've done even more recently is even increased the rigor of ensuring that when people have touched the turtles, that they wash their hands, they sanitize their hands. Any risk like that, we care about.
Right.
We don't want any risk to our guests, similarly to the way people are handling the turtles. So we've changed how that's configured as well.
Right.
And how it's supervised.
Right, Mr. Hydes?
Tim, to follow up that, I mean, apart from the visitors and the interaction that take place there, we have a team of dedicated staff that is their daily job.
Right.
I mean, every day they handle and interact with turtles, including myself. I worked at the farm for over 14 years. There's certainly many of days that I've gone out there and physically been a part of weighing and sorting turtles, and I seem to be pretty healthy, right? And so I'm not trying to be flippant about it, but the reality of it is the evidence doesn't support the claim.
Right.
And this is really the core of the issue here. We are an organization that have basically put ourselves out there. We've documented our research. We've had it peer reviewed, critically assessed. We've had an organization where the health of our visitors haven't been impacted, the health of our staff haven't been impacted, and now we're being where we've advanced the conservation of sea turtles, and all of a sudden we find ourselves in this dilemma by an external agency that really I want to say are well intended but ill informed.
Right.
And
Okay.
so, with people like Sir Paul McCartney coming on board, I think that is just purely a case of lack of the correct information. If Sir Paul came here, would love to encourage him to do so. And Tim, myself, Walter, well, take me out of the picture. Tim and Walter Musson and the staff at the farm took him there along with our international sort of scientists that work with us. And showed him the organization that we believe we have. I think there would be a totally different impact, and I would suggest there would be a retraction of any negative statements that have been attributed to Sir Paul. So I think this is purely a case of misinformation. and I would just challenge the local residents of this island to, who are frequent visitors of the place, of the turtle farm, to basically, really try and get the facts. If there's something that they think that we need to be concerned about, if there's something that they observe, we are the first to basically take this on board.
Okay.
So.
Well, speaking of the facts, when this story first broke about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, there were some photographs, still photographs, as well as some video that was released via WISPA that they said that their representatives took while they were here during an undercover investigation. But many people have questioned whether those photographs are of the Cayman Turtle Farm today, or even from the Cayman Turtle Farm at all, as well as the video. What would your response be to that?
Well, we don't know when they were taken, or if they were taken here, or if they were taken here recently, or if they were taken some time ago.
Right.
None of that is very clear at all. Okay. And what you can say is, having seen those photos, we went looking to see, deliberately. Is there a chance? Is there an animal like that in there? We couldn't find any.
Right. Welcome back to the show. If you're just tuning in, we are talking to the managing director of the Cayman Turtle Farm, as well as the board chairman of the Turtle Farm, Mr. Ken Hydes and Mr. Tim Adams. They're both here to talk with us about allegations that have been made against the Turtle Farm's operations. That organization is called WISPA, or the World Society for the Protection of Animals, is based out of the UK. If you're just joining us, just to briefly go over some of the things that we've discussed. We talked about the allegations which alleged that representatives from that organization visited the Cayman Turtle Farm and basically found or believes that some of the turtles the sea turtles are being inhumanely treated. And they sought to prove this by way of still photographs as well as videotape that they say come from the turtle farm. That's yet to be proven. We're not sure whether those photographs were taken here at the turtle farm, or when they were taken, how long ago they were taken, as well as the video. But they did sought to prove that the sea turtles were being inhumanely treated. The purpose of this organization is really to shut down operations or to stop the farming of certain types of animals around the world. In the case of the Cayman Islands Turtle Farm, which has been in existence for 40 years, the only turtle farm in the world that exists in the world, has been a main attraction for the Cayman Islands. They want us to stop farming sea turtles. That is the main purpose of the allegations that are being made against the operations of the turtle farm. We're just going to wrap up our discussion about WISPA with the two gentlemen, and then we're going to talk about all the wonderful things that are really happening at the Cayman Islands Turtle Farm today. Mr. Tim or Mr. Hydes, can either one of you just summarize for us the way forward with the WISPA allegations? Is this something that we think will just eventually go away, or how do we sought to deal with it?
I certainly feel that there's a great importance that needs to be placed on us getting our message out. One of the ways that could be much more effective is getting people that actually have partnered with us and worked with us to essentially step up to the plate and say, we've worked with these individuals. They're a credible organization. They're an organization based on, humane practices, the best practices there are in relation to, the herd management and basically, animal husbandry practices in relation to the turtles. It doesn't serve us well to have a population of turtles which we need for our long-term financial survival and conservation efforts to basically treat them poorly. Right. It runs counter to the grain. Right. So certainly we feel that the message needs to be needs to get out there. We thank you for having us on the show to basically at least start that in a local arena. We don't think that this is just going to go away. Okay. We don't think that tomorrow morning we're going to wake up and there's